This podcast presents information based in part on theory and conjecture. The host purpose is to suggest some possible explanation, but not necessarily the only answer to paranormal phenomena. We have not yet begun to touch the surface into these supernatural occurrences. With that being said, welcome to the Paranormal Journal.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Paranormal Journal. I'm one of your hosts, John Curley, and Don Frank is in the house. What's going on, Don?
Hey, bud, what's going on?
What's going on?
How you
See,
doing?
Natalie's in the chat room there.
Hey,
Say, hey,
Natalie, how
Natalie, how
you
you
doing?
doing? So, what's going on, brother?
Welcome. Oh, not a whole lot. How are you?
Oh man, living the dream. You know what I
Yeah, man.
mean?
I'm just glad
Just
it's Friday.
yeah, I know, dude. I was waiting for it all week, man. I took off today. Actually, I was like, yeah, babe. Yesterday was my Friday, so I took off today and just been doing
Um,
some stuff around the house. Yeah, man. Gearing up for this Labor Day weekend and gonna drink some beers and have some fun. Hey, Nicole. Nicole's in the chat room too.
hey, Nicole.
So, yeah, man. It's been an interesting week, and I can't wait to get this podcast on the roll. We're going to be talking about this case we just did with actually Nicole and Natalie are in the chat room and talking about this Minersville haunting, a haunting in Minersville, which their house was haunted. It's been haunted for a long time since they were kids. So who knows? Maybe even longer than that. So
Yeah, it's been going on for a while, according to what they were talking about. I know Natalie's
yeah,
been having a lot of stuff going on with her since she was 5 years old. So she's had a lot of stuff following her around.
yeah, Nicole too. So it seems like they've had a lot of
Yeah,
stuff going on their whole life. So that's pretty interesting. It's basically about every case that we have. It's like you get these hauntings, and a lot of times they're revolved around an individual like them. It's kind of like revolving around them.
yeah. In this case, definitely seems that way. Just from some of the stuff that we had happen that night.
Yeah, it was
Especially, I noticed.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, especially like with Nicole, like I said, with her, I know she said since she was 5 years old, she just had something following her around, and every place that she would move into, same thing. It would be there. Something would be happening.
Yeah, it's just like that thing that like Dr. Barry Taff always says. Sometimes it's not the house. It's an individual that's attracting the phenomena, and that sounds like it's the case with Nicole. Is that there's things that are just following her around. Like everywhere she goes, she's kind of bringing the paranormal phenomena is attracted to her. Sort of like
Yeah, it definitely seems that way.
yes, it's like sort of like a light in a dark room. She walks into that area and these things are just attracted to her. If there's something there, she's probably going to experience phenomena.
Oh, yeah, definitely for sure. It just seems like like with her, it's certain people are just like conduits for this stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like she sent me the picture, which I showed you the picture of that bite mark. That's pretty
That was
intense,
crazy
getting a bite mark. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
because it looked like there was a combination of like the bite mark and then scratches as well, from what I could
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. She said it was like she said it kind of was a burning feeling, which that's kind of what it felt like when I got scratched that one time in an investigation we did in New Cumberland. I was like, man, my face, it got scratched. And I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, I didn't feel it at first. And she said the same thing. Nicole said the same thing that she didn't feel it at first either. It just started burning. And that's how it was with me. I just didn't even notice it at first. And then you were like, dude, your face is bleeding. And I'm like, what? Then it started burning. And I'm like, ooh, what the hell was that, dude? You know what I mean? It was kind of weird.
Yeah, a little bit. I was
I
like, yeah,
couldn't
dude, you got
explain.
something on your face.
Yeah, dude, that was a big ass scratch, too, man. That thing went from like the top of my forehead down to my chin. And I can't explain how that happened. I didn't see anything. You know what I mean? I didn't see anything or we had a lot of weird phenomena going on at the time, but I didn't see an apparition or anything like that. It just happened. Sort of like Nicole said. She said it just happened. It was really weird. It's
Yeah.
really weird. It's really weird when stuff like that happens because you're being physically attacked by something, but you can't see it, and you don't really feel it. Like I don't know if you've ever been in a fight, but you're standing there getting in a fight with somebody, and you see the fist coming, and you get hit in the face, you feel it. But these things, you can't see them, so you get scratched, and you're like, "What the hell scratched my face? I didn't even see anything. I didn't feel it. Didn't really feel anything until afterwards. You get this burning feeling on your face, and you're like, "What the hell, man?" And that's probably the same way she felt with this. I mean, that was pretty red. The area was really red when I looked at the picture. And I was like, "Wow, that's really, really red, like inflamed,
Yeah. Yeah, it
almost like a
was. You can
burn, right?
tell.
Almost like a burn. It's kind of
That's
what
what
it
it
looked like.
reminded me of.
Yeah." That's crazy, man. And then you can definitely see the teeth marks. When she showed me that picture, I was like, at first I was kind of looking at where, I'm like, where are the teeth marks at? And I'm like, oh, damn, there they are right there. That's definitely like, it looks like a bottom jaw teeth marks. It's, that's pretty intense.
It's just like we had talked about before. It's just strange how, like, once again, how are they able to do that?
Yeah. How is somebody biting you and you don't have a physical body anymore?
Right.
You
You
know?
have no teeth, no, mouth to be able to do that, but yet you can do it enough to even show marks on the skin is just insane.
Yeah. It's like a psychic, impression almost. That's kind of what the Warrens used to say. There was like a psychic attack, um, where you get scratches and like the three scratches. But that picture, she had a lot of scratches. It wasn't just three. It was a ton of scratches and the bite mark as well. I was surprised when I seen it.
Yeah, it was crazy when you showed it to me.
We had
It
some
was a good
interesting
night.
stuff. Yeah, we had some interesting stuff happen that night.
Yeah, I mean, when we first got there and we started unloading everything, I know you guys were with Natalie and Nicole set or talking about what was going on in the house, and the rest of us were, trying to get stuff set up. But I swear, man, when I first went in there, I swear to God, something had went down those basement steps. I mean, you can hear like the steps themselves just creaking, And I thought it was one of our guys going down there to set up a camera or something. So I'm like following him down there, and I'm like, wait a minute, because I'm pretty sure, Nicole was with me at that time, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? That doesn't make any sense. I swear to God, somebody was down here, but nobody. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of that, but that kind of seemed to me like it started things off that night.
Oh yeah, oh definitely. You came up. You're like, somebody in the. Did somebody come down the stairs? And I was like, no, not at all. We were standing in here, and no one even went into the living room area. I said, we've all been like right here. Actually, I think we were standing down on that back deck talking, and like, dude, someone came down the stairs. I was like, wow. I know my nephew had that dude run moment up in Nicole's old bedroom.
Yeah, I heard that on the audio when I was listening to it. It was funny.
Oh man, he bailed, dude. But he had a really freaky event happen right before that. So I jumped up and down on the floor because we had those lighted cat balls, and they were going off. It went off. He sat down, and it went off, and I figured, well, maybe that was your weight shifting on the floor, and it made the ball move. So I walked over to the ball. It was in the middle of the room, and I started bouncing on the floor to see if it would go off. And it didn't go off, but you could hear the floor going as I was jumping up and down a little bit. And I walked back over to the other side of the room. I kid you not, like a couple minutes later, I heard the floor start to go like I was bouncing on the floor again. And my nephew's like, "Whoa, what the hell? Something's on the floor." And he was freaked out a little bit after that. He's like, "Dude, it felt like just like when you were jumping up and down on the floor. That's exactly what it felt like right here beside me." And you can hear it. I hear it in the audio too. I can hear it in the
Oh
floor.
yeah, yeah, you can
Yeah.
tell. Yeah,
Yeah, I heard it in the audio. I was like, "Whoa, dude! I hear it in the audio." I said, "This is cool. I can hear the floor actually moving." And then my nephew responds to it that the floor was moving, that there was something on the floor making the floor go up and down, like there was pressure on the floor. That which was pretty cool because then he was freaked out after that. Yeah, I think he was on
Yeah,
edge after that. You know.
well, he was, and I know that it was weird that me and Nicole had went upstairs in the attic, and you guys were down in her old bedroom,
Yeah.
and her and I were up there, just chit chatting, and all of a sudden, I was asking it to, make noises like we normally do and move stuff around, and uh, all of a sudden, Nicole just she said something had like sounded like it fell behind her, and it really startled her, and to the point where she like kind of grabbed a hold of my shoulder. And FYI, Nicole, you did put marks on my shoulder, but no big deal. those claws are definitely working. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of funny. But the weird thing is, as that was happening, you guys were kind of having things, going on where you were too, kind of at the same time. Um, and that was shortly after that had happened to us. Then we turned around, and I know that I think you had came over to us to ask if we had whistled because you had heard some type of whistling, and that's when he started to run. Like shortly after you were over there asking if we were there, right, or if we did any of that whistling. That's when I heard on the audio that he got up and just started running.
Oh
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
He thought he seen something in the doorway, but I think Todd has that video. We'll have to get him to check it out. But I didn't see anything when we were looking at it. But he thought he had seen something twice up there. He thought he seen a white face in the other room when we were in Nicole's room, like peeking around the corner of like the cabinet, like the closet door that was open. And he's like,
Yeah.
I just seen a face, like a white face. He thought he seen a white face. I was like, well, we have a camera in there, so I think that's on our DVR. I haven't looked at that camera yet, but that's interesting. You know what I mean? It's really interesting that
Oh, it
he
is.
was really nervous after that. I mean, dude, when he come flying in that room, he grabbed my arm, sort of like Nicole grabbed your shoulder. I could tell he was scared. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
I mean, he was scared. He was literally scared. He's like, I don't know. There's something in that room. There's definitely something in that room. And I I felt the same. I felt it felt like there was something in there. And Nicole said it was feeling heavy in that room too, as well. And it definitely felt like there was something occupying the room. That there was something in there for sure.
Yeah, because
And
yeah, because I mean, we go ahead. Sorry.
I did capture EVP in the room that says, "I'm in the room." Yep.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
No, that's cool.
I sure
Yeah,
did.
I got quite a few things that I've caught so far. I mean, I'm still going over things, but definitely got like a lot of things. Possibly a female voice, and Natalie, I need to kind of check with you on this one. I don't know if you can send me your email address or something offline somehow. But I need to double check and make sure this wasn't you. And then, I got some breasts, and let's see, I possibly a yes. I got coughing. I got a no response. I got a yes response, and there was possibly some laughing too. But um, just some of those were actually really good. I mean, they were really clear, like Class A type EVPs. So, like I said, I'm still going over stuff, but it definitely seems like we got some stuff out of there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really like the stories that Natalie had told me when we were in there. That she had seen in her room. They were really really good stories. I mean, I know, and they were her family members that she's seen as well, which was very extra cool. And my nephew had asked me, I think it was something he asked me. He said, how can she seen them? I was like, some people can see them. You know what I mean? Some people can see them. Some people can't. I mean, I've never seen any person that that I loved that passed away. I haven't seen them yet. I'm hoping to see them one day, but I haven't seen them. I see them in dreams a lot, but people say they come to you in dreams and stuff like that. But I like the one story she said where where she was laying in bed and she woke up and seen her grandmother standing by the window. That was really cool. And
Yeah.
what was cool was she said, if you're real, if you're real, then look down at that, move that picture frame off of there. And when she said that, the grandmother looked at the picture. They looked down at the picture and then she ran out
Oh
of the
wow.
room. Yeah, she said her
Yeah.
grandmother looked down at the picture and she ran out of the room. When she came back, the picture was on the floor. So she moved it. She moved knocked the
Huh.
picture on the floor.
That's
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's validation too. That's a
It
big
is.
validation, that and that goes to show you that, you know, she talked to her grandmother and her grandmother could hear her. You know what I mean? She spoke
Yep.
to her grandmother.
Yep.
Her grandmother heard her and looked down at the picture. So she's able to hear her and comprehend what she's talking about. You know what I mean? She's like, can
Com-
look, you move that picture. And she looks down at the picture like she's dead, but she's still able to listen and hear and comprehend and think and
yeah, I
move
was just gonna
things.
say that. Yep.
That's insane. That's validation of life after death.
That's crazy, isn't it? And yeah, listen as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really really cool. That is really really cool. I mean, and the other story she said too with her grandfather, that was even better. I was like, wow, this is really cool. These are really cool stories. She said she was sitting on the bed. She was asleep and something sat on the bed and she woke up and it was her grandfather sitting there. And he kind of put his hand on her face and she said his hand was really cold, which kind of coincides with cold spots when ghosts are around.
Yeah, that would
You
make
get
sense.
those
Yeah.
cold spots. But then he told her that everything's going to be okay with that switch, with that wall or something to that effect. And come and find out that, electricians said that if they would have kept using that wall switch, that it would have caught on fire. So he kind of knew the future. He actually predicted the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's seen into the future because he told her everything was going to be okay. So he already knew that that situation with the wall socket was going to be good. Was going to be okay. No, nothing was going to happen out of it. Now that's foreseeing the future, right?
Which is, yeah, to me, it just seems like something else that they're capable of doing.
Yeah, looking into the future. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. That's kind of freaky, but it's cool.
It does make you wonder sometimes why they're like we talked about before is like why are they able to do certain things at certain times and like with Nicole being able to see her grandmother and all that. You were saying that it's we never get have had that opportunity. I know I haven't, but she's extremely lucky that to be able to see a family member that has passed, and know that they're in the afterlife and they're okay. That's just amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, thanks everybody for coming into the chat room with us. You got any questions? Pop them in there, and we'll try to answer them the best we can. Hit that like button, the love button, the heart button, all that good stuff, and that bumps us up in the ratings. Um, yeah, this was a very interesting case. I really liked hearing her stories, and even we didn't. I'm sure she has way more than that, but the ones that she told us were really amazing. Actually, it was
Oh, yeah.
they were cool. I mean, I'd love to see my grandfather again. I haven't seen him since he passed, and that was I was only 15 years old when he passed. So it's been man, 34 years since I've seen him. I've seen him at the funeral home, and I'd give anything to see him again. If I got to wake up in the middle of the night and he's standing at the end of the bed, that would be a real treat for me. I wouldn't be scared, but
Yeah.
it would be a treat to see him again. We live a
Oh
short
yeah, of
life,
course.
man. We live a short life. Now that I'm pushing 50 years old. It's
Time's
man,
ticking, you know.
you don't have much time left, man. You know, we don't
No,
have
you
much
don't.
time left. It's a surreal moment when you sit back and you think, man, I'm 50. You don't think about it when you're young, but now that you're older, you're thinking about it. You're like, man, I'm almost 50. If I live another 25 years, you know, that's 75. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I don't
Yeah,
have long. 50 years went pretty fast.
it
In the
did.
snap of a
It
finger, dude.
does go
It's
fast.
like I'm 50 already. You know what I mean? I'm like, holy shit, I'm 50. Like, this is no joke. I'm getting old,
Yes.
man. I don't, and the weird thing is you don't feel like it in your mind, but your body is feeling like it, but your mind is, it, it's just not on that level of that you're 50 years old.
Yeah, I know my body does. Oh my god. My body feels like I'm 80 sometimes.
Oh my God, dude. It's just, yeah, I don't know, man. It's really strange. You start thinking about it, and I just reconnected with one of my buddies, man, that I haven't seen in 20 plus years, and I was good friends with him my whole life. And his dad just passed, and his dad was a really good guy to me. He was like a second father to me, and I missed his funeral and everything. I didn't know he had passed away. He just passed away like 2 weeks ago, and I was looking through the memorial, and I seen pictures. They actually put pictures of him, and I was in those pictures, and I was like, wow, I felt terrible that I wasn't there. You know what I mean? And it was weird because like 2 months ago, I was in my old neighborhood, and I was thinking about him, and I sent my I, I didn't know my buddy's number anymore. I lost his contacts and everything, and I sent his wife a text on Facebook on Messenger, and I was like, hey, I need to get in touch with him. I haven't I lost track with him. I need to get in touch with him, and she got back to me like last weekend actually when we were at that case, and told me that his dad had passed, and I was just like, wow. It's really, you really
Hmm.
need to spend a lot of time with the people you love, because they're just going to be gone one day. You think you got all the time in the world, and you really don't have a lot of time, man. You
No,
know,
you do not. That's the scary part about it.
yeah, you don't have a lot of time, man. So if you think you haven't seen somebody in a while and you keep putting it off, don't put it off, man. Go and see them, because you never know, they could be gone, tomorrow, today.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
It was a for real moment for me when they told me he passed. I was like, I felt so guilty. I was like, man, I never went and seen him in 20 plus years, and I could have, you know what I mean, and I didn't. Like, I felt like an ass. I was like, and then I finally talked to him, and I was like, dude, I was apologizing to him that I wasn't there, and it was just it was a hard thing. I was like, I woke up to go to work, and I seen the message that they had passed. I was like, oh shit. I felt really bad about it. I was like, man, damn, dude. But yeah,
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
you you got that thing, you got somebody you ain't seen in a while, and you want to see him, go see him, because life is real short, really, really short.
well, yeah, I mean, I know with at least with my grandparents and stuff, I remember, I just wish that I would have had more time with them, before they had passed. But you, you don't always think about that when you're young. You kind of doing your own thing and not really think much about it until it's too late, and then you're regretting a lot of things like, oh, I wish I would have spent more time and with this person or that person, or did more things with them. And I know I do. I regret those things, but it's a little too late now. So
Yeah, yeah, it's tough, man. Especially you start getting older, man. People start dying all around you, man, and it's a surreal moment. You're like, phew, I ain't got much time left, man. I'm trying. That's why
that's
I'm
right.
still doing this. I'm hoping that I can come up with some kind of answers. You know what I mean?
Well, we're trying to. It's not easy. It's just we're not getting enough responses for us to figure much out with it. That's the unfortunate thing, since you're only getting short answers here and there. Um, Especially when we're asking questions like, are you, especially if you're trying to get names from somebody, it's almost next to impossible to get that. There's very rare occasions that happens. It's kind of weird why, if you think about it. Why is there more times there's certain times where your spirits tend to remember their names and other times they don't. I know Carl and I had brought this up when we were in Nicole's room just doing a session there. We were talking about it, and he had brought that up about, I forget what movie that was. I think it was Black Phone or something like that. I think the movie's called. Uh, but these, I guess, spirits get somehow, they pass away and they are trapped in this purgatory type thing, and they end up like don't remember their names. They would ask like, "Who are you?" The person that's on the other end, they would ask, like, "Who is this?" And they're like, "Well, we don't remember who we are." So, I mean, is that something that happens in the afterlife? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have had answers. People say their names before an investigation. I remember we in that one case we asked what the person's name was, and it gave us their full name. I think it said like Adam Weaver or something like that. Remember that was in Edders, I think it was. That case we did
Yeah,
in Edders. Yeah,
yeah,
that was the first time I'd ever heard a full bodied disembodied voice say its full name, and it said its full name. I was like, wow, dude, that's crazy to hear that out loud. Yeah, I think, this house in Minersville, it's just so old and there's so much history involved, and it's an old mining town, and, there's a lot of history involved with the house. So we got Nick actually digging into the history of the house right now. I had messaged him the other day, and he's digging into it now to get some more history out of it. So hopefully it comes up with something really good.
yeah. That'd be cool. And hopefully, you get some stuff out of there.
Yeah, to come up with some kind of answer for the ladies, because there's definitely paranormal activity in the home. That's for sure. We experienced some of it. I definitely want to go back and do more investigating in the home, because I think we can pull a whole hell of a lot more out of it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, ladies, we'd like to come back at some point.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I know.
FYI.
I know one thing. I walked down that basement with Natalie, and I looked there and seen that cross. I'm like, wonder why they put a crucifix right there. And she's like, where? I was like, right there. She's like, I've never seen that before. I was like, yeah, there it is, right there. It was painted over, but it was there. I'm like, that's definitely a crucifix there on the wall. And she said it was kind of like right where she was experiencing. She would feel kind of weird, like there was something there. It was
Right.
literally right there. I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Why was it painted over? That's the other thing that kind of I was questioning when we were down there. It wasn't like a really big cross, but to paint over just a small and like, I don't know, maybe a couple inch high cross. Why would you just paint over that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like when you think that you
Yeah,
would remove it, if you didn't want it there, remove it and then paint, not paint right over it.
yeah, they just painted right over it. Kind of weird.
Yeah, it's almost like are they trying to cover something up? The people that were there before for some reason. I don't know. It's just strange.
You know what's kind of weird with hauntings like that is, dude, they could be having a lot of paranormal activity in their house, but the house next door won't experience anything. It just
Yeah,
it's totally weird. It doesn't make any sense.
but then
It's,
sometimes they will.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Sometimes it'll be the whole block experiencing paranormal phenomena, which I'm wondering on a lot of those houses if there are other people on that block that are experiencing paranormal phenomena.
That's what I was wondering too.
I'd
Yeah, because you
really,
figure,
really like to ask
like,
some of the neighbors if they're experiencing paranormal phenomena in some of those homes.
yeah. Well, I mean, Nicole or Natalie, do you guys know if anybody in the neighborhood has had anything going on other than you guys? I mean, because I know
Said there was.
considering that's a, like you said, John, that's a big mining town. and there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears going in, for those guys back in the day, and even I think there's still stuff going on, possibly now for all I know, but even especially back then when it was extremely dangerous. I mean, doing anything mining is not safe at all. So, and the possibility of dying down there is very high. It's uh, extremely hard job and dangerous job in the process.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want it. There's no way.
Hell no. I mean, God, that's the last thing. I would be so scared that a freaking thing would cave in on you, and then in the meantime, you're inhaling all that black dust, getting black lung, and everything else. No, thank you.
Yeah, nah, I wouldn't want that. I wonder if some of the mines are haunted. That'd be pretty wild to get down some of the mines and experience some of the activity in some of those mines.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's if you're brave enough to go in them.
Well,
you
Nicole
know.
said she knows at her aunt's house that there's only 2 blocks away on Blackwood Street. I seen Blackwood Street.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I'm
So
wondering if there's a lot more cases on that street. There probably is a lot more phenomena going on in some of those houses on that street.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we've had it happen before, so it wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the case in Ephrata. Like, there's people who don't experience anything next door, and the house is hooked to it. It doesn't make any sense. It's not like the walls can stop a ghost from going through it. You know what I
No.
mean? And they said, but
No.
they did say that the dog stares at the wall all the time. So I mean, that's kind of weird. Yeah, that something can't pass through the wall. Hey, Carl's just popped in there. Thanks everybody for
Hey
tuning in and
Carl.
coming into the Paranormal Journal and bringing yourselves into the chat room. And we like everybody coming in the chat room and definitely talking with like-minded people that like paranormal stuff because we love it and we like when other people like to hear this content and talk about paranormal stuff because this is what it's all about for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So
so like trying to get as much evidence and stuff we can together to try and figure this stuff out the best we can.
yeah, I mean, some people in other countries, like England and Ireland and places like that, they go back. Their history goes back so far,
Oh
and
yeah, you're talking thousands of years.
yeah, man. I mean, they go back to like the 15th century, the 14th century, dude. I mean, they go back, and there's a lot of hauntings. I'd love to go to like Ireland or Great Britain, in those places like that, and investigate. That would be something, man. I'll tell you,
Wouldn't it?
it
It
would.
would
I would
be.
love to. I would love to.
Or
I
go
actually
to go ahead.
there's a castle in Maryland. I think it's called Cloisters. Actually, I'm wondering if that place is haunted. I'd love to get into something like that.
Now, how old is that castle?
It's old, man. It's been around a long time. They do like weddings and stuff in there now. I think Will Smith and Jada Pinkett got married in that castle. Actually,
No, okay.
I used to go to it as a kid, and it's an old stone castle, man.
Yeah, Sir slaps a lot, right? Will Smith.
Oh, lighting skies is from Ireland. That's cool. Thanks for tuning
Yeah,
in.
it's
Wow,
another. Yeah.
definitely from across the pond there. Wow, Ireland. Yeah, that's sweet. My
We had
grandmother was
that
from
other.
Ireland. Yeah, my grandmother was from Ireland, the old country. Her last name was
Oh yeah.
Logue. Yeah, my grandmother's last name was Logue. Um, yeah, man. I'd love to go to Ireland. Love to. That's
It'd
a
be
cool
cool going to
place.
Rome. Go to Rome.
Oh yeah, man. I'd love to go. I'd love to. I'm gonna probably make it there one of these days. I don't. Hopefully before I die. You know.
You imagine going to Colosseum? investigating there. Oh my god,
Oh,
especially at
dude,
nighttime.
that would be cool. You imagine how many? Yeah, man, that place is definitely probably haunted. The Coliseum.
Oh my god,
Talking
there's so
about
much tragic death
gladiators.
there.
Yeah, dude, you're
Yeah.
talking about gladiators and stuff. Oh man, that would be very, very cool. I'll tell you what, man. I did a podcast last night. A guy invited me, wanted me to come on his podcast, and it was really good, man. A guy named Grizzly. He's out of Kentucky, and we talked for a long while about I think about 2 hours last night, just about paranormal stuff. And I was telling him about some of the stuff that we've done and the cases that we've done. And I tell you, he was blown away by some of the stuff that I told him. I was like, man, it just keeps getting better and better. You know, over the years, I said it actually. We jumped right into a lot of paranormal activity right away. You know what I mean? So it's been a whirlwind since we first started.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, we've, like we said before, we've gotten extremely lucky with this, and we've had so many great places to investigate over the years, and I really believe that we are meant to go to these places. Like destined to be there. But we just got really lucky, I believe, and it's almost like a calling for you and I. It's just something that I've always believed from the beginning. We were meant to do this from the start, and it's just been an amazing opportunity for both of us.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and now we got really good. We got some really good members. We got Carl, and he's one of the founders now, and we got Todd, and we got Tom and Nick. Those guys are awesome, man. I mean, they like to investigate too, which is really cool.
Yeah, yeah, Mr. Buzzkill.
Yeah, Buzzkill's in the house, by the way. He's in the chat room. It's Corkster. It's
What's up,
Buzzkill.
What's up, Buzzkill?
He's our in-house exorcist. If we're on a case, we know we're good with Carl there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Carl puts on his exorcist outfit, and we're ready to rock and roll.
hmm That's
So
funny.
you ready? You ready to get him, Carl? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh, do it.
Let's do it. That's all right. We're going back to up there at Pittsburgh at Newcastle soon. So
Horse every time.
it works every time. Oh my
It's
god.
hilarious.
Yeah, that was the only place I seen
Conspiracy,
Carl
yeah.
kind of stirred up was up in Newcastle. He was a little stirred up there. I think he finally realized that there are negative things, and that place has definitely got something negative in it. And I don't say that, we don't say that very,
No.
actively that there's negative things, and because I don't. Yeah, all the cases we've ever done, I've never seen anything demonic, and that's what I was telling Nicole and Natalie. I said we've never really seen anything like devilish or demonic. I mean, we've seen some really crazy stuff, but I couldn't say it was demonic. You know what I mean?
No, me neither. It's just there's not enough evidence there to even prove that. I mean, now there's when you're starting to get situation where people are being physically attacked, I'm not saying that's demonic, but it leans to me more on the negative side of things because it's trying to cause physical harm to somebody. Whereas on the other hand, if you're just getting basic communications where the spirit's trying to make that person know, say, hey, I'm here. So they might move something or they might say something out loud, because they might want to talk to them. They want to try to let them know that, hey, I'm here. And maybe they need help of some sort. You never know.
Yeah. Well, what was interesting about the Minersville case is Nicole said she's seen the red eyes, the
Yep.
black thing with red eyes, and then we've seen that in so many different cases. We haven't seen it, but all the clients have said the same thing, that they've seen the same thing as black thing with red eyes. And Natalie said that her son's seen uh, something with white eyes. Now Josh said he's seen a white face in that room where the closet was, in that same room. So he said
In
it had,
Nicole's room.
Yeah, no. In the other room where the boy seen the white eyes. Remember, said he just
Okay.
seen white eyes. Well, Josh
Okay.
said he thought he seen a white face with black hair. It had black hair. He said it was real
Wow.
quick. Like it like peeked its head around the one of the cabinet the closet door. He said it
Hmm.
peeked its head around real quick and then it was just gone. But he said it had a bone white face. Like it looked like it was bone white. He was kind of freaked out in that case, man. He was freaked out.
You can definitely tell by not only the video but the audio as well. But what is it with these? I don't know, these red-eyed, hairy-looking things. I don't know. There's multiple
Yeah,
cases that we've happened.
I don't know.
They kind of like this description reminds me of like a werewolf, but I mean that's just very weird.
Yeah, yeah. I believe there are werewolves without a doubt, and that's not. And it might sound like I'm being a little goofballish about it, but the government has been looking into this kind of stuff. They've been looking into like
Bigfoot, yeah.
werewolves, cryptids. These cryptids, these skinwalkers. The government actually paid Bigelow to go to the Skinwalker Ranch and investigate paranormal phenomena. They paid him like $10 to $20 million. They paid
Where's
him
my
for
money
that.
at?
Dude, I'd have went there for $1 million. They
You
could have
got that?
saved
You got
me.
that right.
Dude, send me if there's any government officials that they're listening, I will go there for $1 million. You don't have to pay me 10. I'll go
Yep.
for $1 million. You
Um,
can save yourself 9 million.
I will
Shit,
literally
I'll
go
be
in the
there.
most haunted place you have.
Hell yeah, I'll go anywhere for $1 million. I'll be there, dude. They could be in the Exorcist house itself. I'm gonna be there. I'll take Carl. We'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll scare him away.
As long as I got Carl with me, I'm good. Hey, come on, Carl. We're going to the Exorcist house. All right, let's go.
All right.
Nothing's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. I know Carl. He's gonna scare them all away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny,
Poor
man. Like
Carl.
when we did that case up there, Carl. That first time we went there, me and Carl drove back, and we were like, "Dude, I can't believe we didn't get anything. We didn't have anything happen in that case, which was so weird. Like nothing personal, no EVPs. We didn't hear it. At least we didn't experience any EVPs. But when we got home and started reviewing, we were like, wow, there's really stuff going on. But we just drove back, and Carl's like, yeah, that was a dud. That sucked. Huh? I was like, hell yeah, it sucked for as long as we drove, and now we're almost gonna die on the way home.
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah, I said we might be ghosts on the way home because I'm tired as shit. I was ready to fall asleep behind the wheel.
Oh boy.
Carl's like, yeah, I was white knuckling you all the
What?
way home.
Hey, Carl, I'm used to it too, so don't feel like you're the only one.
Oh, you got some nerve. I'm telling you. All the way in North
I
Carolina, he
know.
only drove for like 2 hours. I'm
That sucked.
tired. And I drove like the rest of the 7. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm dying here.
I was so nervous that day, that night.
Zero said, I'll
Uh,
help you, sir. Yeah, you can definitely help us out. I'll tell you what, some of these cases we go in are really creepy. Now, Nicole and Natalie's house, I didn't feel overly creeped out. I felt like there was something there, though, without a doubt.
yeah, I did too. I mean, even when we got a little spooked up in the attic, me and Nicole. I mean, I still felt okay up there. I don't feel like there's anything that's bad in the house. Um, I just think it wants to communicate. It just wants to try to talk to us. And
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
talked. I mean, Carl and I kind of were talking about this before that night. We were like, just talking back and forth about different things, and we just think to ourselves, well, what is, like I said, why is it sometimes we're getting things and then we're not getting things? It seems so sporadic. It's like, or is, and I even said to him, is it something with the Earth's rotation? Is what circumstances have to be aligned just right in order for us to send word to wherever they're at, whether it's purgatory or some other type of dimension, and then somehow them get that sound back. I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah, yeah, it's really weird.
But
I,
once
I just
again, there's some
I,
there's different
I don't
more
understand it.
questions.
Yeah, we have more
No,
questions than answers half the time, you know. Hey,
well
Zero, if
we
you want
do.
to call, if you got something you want to talk about, Zero, you can call in. I didn't see the call until just a couple seconds ago. Here we go. Let me invite him in.
Yeah, and I know we had a lot of stuff going on the East Coast for sure.
Oh yeah,
I'd
Zero,
love
you
to talk
there?
to him. He was
Yeah. Uh, hello, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
how you doing?
No, I'm good, man. I'm on the East
Good.
Coast too, man.
Okay,
And
Yeah,
where you
where
at?
are you from?
Pittsburgh, man. Pittsburgh.
Oh wow. Oh cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you're back in the neighbors.
Yeah, North Carolina. North Carolina is home of the Bigfoot. I, we have a lot of issues with so-called what do they call them, like cryptids and stuff like that. Bigfoot's like everywhere, man. They're not. He's not here where I am, but he's just south of where I am,
Yeah.
and
Well, I mean, they've
you
been
guys
spot.
probably know. You probably
Well, they've been
know.
spotted up
Yeah,
north too. We've had people have seen them up in Pollock
Ohio,
County area
Ohio.
before.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of sightings in Ohio. A lot of
Yeah,
sightings.
man. Yeah, man.
You go to the
That's
BFRO, and
that's a fact. That's a
there's
fact.
there's a ton of sightings in Ohio. They have a Bigfoot in down in our area. What I forgot what the hell they call it. Carl, help me
Yeah,
out,
we were
man.
talking about that.
You remember the
Yeah.
name of that
Where you at, man?
baby Bigfoot?
South.
We're
You're
in
gonna be like south of me, man.
We're in
we're in
Harrisburg area.
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg?
Yeah,
I
Harrisburg,
went to school.
Pennsylvania.
Shit, man. I went to school out there, man.
Oh,
Oh
does he?
yeah.
What the
Seriously.
Harrisburg?
I know Harrisburg. I do. You know. I know the whole area.
Wow.
Anyways.
uh,
That's
Yeah, it's
crazy,
is it
called.
man.
Hallow?
Oh, that's what they call it in Colombia. Remember with Chicky Rocks, they call it the Albatwitch. It's not called the Bigfoot. They call it the
Albatwitch.
Albatwitch. Yep,
That's right.
that's what it is.
Because
Ah,
it's like because it's a miniature version of Bigfoot.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's like 4 or 5 foot tall or something like that. It's not like the 9 foot
Hmm.
Bigfoots.
But
Pretty strange.
Bigfoot's like south of me, man. You know. It's
Yeah.
like, West Virginia, South Carolina, you know, that area, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have them. They have them right in Caledonia
That's a
State
hot
Park.
spot, man. That's a hot spot, man.
Yeah, they have them right in Caledonia. They
I'm talking to you about Bigfoot. I'm just like, people are probably freaking out when I'm saying, man. I'm serious.
No.
Like, you guys are just like, this is just normal, and I'm just like, this is normal too.
yeah.
anyways,
This is what we do.
you
This
guys
is where we're
cracking me up,
hungry.
man. Like, seriously, man. Sure, the real shit, man. Real shit. It, this is nothing new, man. I mean, this thing is like, it's around here, man. It's around here,
Oh
and
yeah.
and people get freaked out about it, and they don't know what to do, man. Some people call the cops. They don't know what to do. Anyways,
Oh no, it's crazy, man. Some people are saying maybe they need to they need to have a body. There's people out there willing to kill a Bigfoot if they see it, but there's yet no one's yet to shoot it yet.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what kind of firepower it would take to take one of those big ass things down, but I wouldn't want to find out. If it gets mad and you don't kill it,
Well,
you're in some deep trouble.
I've studied giants and shit like this, but I'm gonna tell you that it's possible that you might need to use um what is it, copper. She might need to, like, a copper sword or a copper spear to take one out. I'm serious, man. I'm fucking serious. Like nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about this. And anyways, I'm serious, man.
I was just
Copper,
talking to
copper. Look it up,
Copper.
man.
Copper.
Native Americans, man. Seriously, giants. When the giants were in America, man, they used to kill the giants with copper, man.
Like
Anyways,
you're talking about, yeah, you're talking about the Giants back in the way back in early days.
yeah,
Yeah.
way
That they're
back,
discovering.
way back.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
man.
heard. Well, I heard. I read an article not too long ago about they killed a giant over in Afghanistan. The special forces did in Kandahar. They had a group
Yeah,
of special ops guys in there, and they went missing. And they sent a
yes,
corps of
sir.
rangers in there to go looking for them, and they found all their gear. And they come up on this cliff, and there was a cave, and this giant came out that was like 15 foot tall with flaming red hair, had like 6 fingers, 6 toes, and it
Yeah,
killed
man.
one of the special forces guys.
Yeah, man.
It skewered one of the special forces guys, and they unloaded on his ass. And they said they hit him with everything they had in like 30 seconds with everything they had, and they killed it. But it took every bit of their
Mm-hmm.
firepower, every bit of their
I'm not
firepower
sure.
to kill it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I'm not
That's what
sure
I
if
read.
it's true or not, but you know, a lot of people say yes, it is true, but I'm not sure. But a lot
Yeah,
of military people swear by it. They're like, they swear to God that's absolutely true. And but I don't know. Um,
I believe it. I think it actually happened. They said that they flew in a
it
cargo net and took it away,
it
took the
can't
body
be. It
away.
can't. Russia, I mean, it's probably true, but I don't know. That
I mean,
was
there's so much.
under the fucking whatever it's called.
Well, there's so much unknown out there, though. You know, we don't know what the hell's out there.
It was under the waterfall, whatever's out there. I can't remember what the hell it's called, but it was on the waterfall, and there's there's another one under there too. So that's not the only one. The other one's gonna come out too, man. It's gonna fuck. It's gonna go crazy, man. Shit, man.
Yeah,
The
pretty crazy
the,
stuff,
the
man.
Giants are, the. Anyways, I don't want to get into it.
Well, thanks for calling in. Thanks
I
for calling
just
in, man.
I
Appreciate it.
just
Thanks
okay.
for calling in,
Okay.
brother.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks, buddy.
No,
Take care.
I got a million stories to tell you, man, and it's not about anything, man. Like I used to listen to Art Bell, Coast to Coast AM. That's where I'm from, man. So
Nice.
you probably don't even know what that is, but
Art Pell. Oh
anyways.
yeah, I know who he is.
All right,
Yeah.
that's cool, man. That's cool. Real shit, man.
All right. So let's see. Back to our case there. Thanks for calling in, Zero. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
All right, bye.
Hey, thanks, bud.
All
Have
right,
a good
pleasure.
one.
That's it. Yeah, man. Like back to Natalie and Nicole's case. I can't wait to get back there, man.
I know.
Can't wait.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, just from what I've gone over so far, it seems like I've got quite a bit here. So it definitely seemed like I wanted to talk that night. But like how it is any other time, you may think that it's not talking, but it is.
Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely caught a few things, man. Like I heard a bunch of whispery, real whispery voices. They sounded like they were female too, but they were really low, and I couldn't make out what they were saying really well. And
Yeah.
But yeah, I still have a bunch of stuff to go over. I had all those recorders out all over the place. So I hit the ones that I had in Nicole's room, and I think I had one in Nicole's room, one in the attic, one in the back room, and where the hell are those other ones? I think Tom put one in the basement as well. So I mean, dude, there was a lot. I have a lot of stuff to go over. I just touched the surface of it this week, and I'm like, wow. I was sitting down here at like 11 o'clock the other night. I'm like, man, I'm getting tired. And then I had to get back up at like 3
Yeah.
to go to work. I'm like, shit, dude, I'm tired. I was like, oh man, I got up, went to work. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah. It's tough, man. Like you said before, as you get older, it's harder staying up late.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we got to do an episode on the Giants because with Zero was kicking in, and I like that, man. I like the Giant thing. There was definitely Giants at one time in the United States, and all over the world.
Well, it's talked about a
Did
lot.
you see that? Did you read that article, man? With those guys, those special forces guys?
No, I have yet to read that.
They actually had a guy that was talking about it that was there. He was one of the special. It was wild, dude. I mean, you're going from paranormal to you're talking about real live giants, man. Like living in caves in Afghanistan. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, actually, I'm on the internet right now, and that just popped up.
You got to check it out, dude. It is pretty cool, man. They wasted him.
This is killed by
But they said
U.S. Special Forces in Afghanistan, 2002.
one of the guys got killed. One of the special forces guys got killed, man.
It says a 13-foot tall beast with flaming red hair, 6 fingers on each hand, and 2 sets of teeth. That's weird. What the hell?
Yeah, dude. They said he stunk really bad too. He smelled like shit. That's crazy. It's all part of this paranormal world that we're, revolving around. You know what I mean? Like you got giants, you got ghosts, you have UFOs and cryptids. These are all things that we really don't understand. You know what I mean? Like these things we don't understand them whatsoever. We think we do,
Right.
but we have no idea. We have no idea.
No.
I mean, look at how many years we've been doing it, and what answers have we come up with?
Not a whole lot.
Now, I mean, we know they exist,
Yeah.
but we have no idea the inner workings of it, or how it works, and what makes it happen. What fuels it? What makes it manifest and do things? And I mean, just like Nicole, that picture, dude, that bite mark. That's a great picture. Like, dude, she was physically bitten by something, and how do you get physically bitten by something you're not physical anymore?
Nope.
How the hell is that even possible?
There's a lot of things that kind of make you shake your head. It's like, how are they physically to do any of this shit? Let alone bite somebody or scratch somebody. But yeah, it's been done. So I don't know. It's just like I said, we have more questions than answers, and it's just hard to figure this out. Especially like I said, when they're just giving us short answers, and we have no way of trying to figure out a way to get them to talk more. I don't know how else we're going to really come up with any more answers to any of it.
Yeah, but like Natalie and like Natalie was saying, maybe next time we get Natalie and Nicole to go up in the room before we get there, and really a couple of weeks before we go, and tell them that whatever's in the house to open up and maybe try to communicate more with us when we come there.
Yeah, kind of just
and yeah, and you know what? And we've noticed over the years, that there's things, more cases investigations we do, the more stuff we have happen too. So, you can't just base one investigation on, and think you're going to come up with a whole lot of answers. You got to keep going and going and going, you know?
That's the only way you're going to figure at least things out, in those particular houses is going multiple times. you may get more things one time than another. I mean, we've had that happen many times. You go to a house. Well, look at example of Newcastle case you guys went on. You didn't have crap really what you thought the first night. You did get that voice afterwards, but then the next time you were there, it was just crazy. So
Yeah, we didn't have. We thought the investigation was a
yeah,
dud, you know.
yeah,
But I really like the Minersville. I tell you what, I can guarantee you in that small town there is a lot of activity in a lot of those homes that we don't know about. You know.
no, because you don't know how many people have passed away in those homes, or if there's anything on the land itself that at one point, you know.
Think of some of the like local and water holes and stuff. You know where people go and drink. Some of those
Yep.
bars. Miners are probably, if those bars are old, I'm for damn sure some miners done been in there drinking and having a ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just
And
or look at the old West time. Old West when everybody's going out west. How many guys are probably in the saloons getting shot at, killed? It's probably no different than here than it was there. So same thing can happen. They're out mining. They come to a bar. They drink. They end up shooting somebody, killing them, or whatever. You never know.
yeah, I mean, dude, just as somebody having a good time in a place their whole life, you know what I mean, and then they pass away, they might not want to leave. They might want to keep that good time going on. It's sort of like, I don't know. It's kind of like us now, when you growing up and you grow up and been in a bar, you're like a local bar your whole life, and then you move away.
Right.
You miss it.
You do.
You miss those good times you had with your friends and drinking and talking and joking. You miss it. So why would if you pass away, why wouldn't you want to go back to it and try to see if you can dig it up again?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I would. You want to go back to the places where you and had best times in your life, and hopefully that's something that when we pass away, we're able to do that. Go to places that we've never have seen before, or go to places that we've enjoyed being at in the past. You never know. We won't know until that time period, but you never, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've done a lot of investigations over the years, and some of the stuff that we've had happen has been pretty amazing. To be honest, I never thought that we would experience things like we've experienced, and it's been a whirlwind since we've been doing it. Actually, it's like this whirling wind that we've been in that is just case after case after case. You're just coming around to the same thing all the time. That's a lot of these hauntings are all similar. You know what I
Right.
mean? They all have something in common. You know what I mean?
They do.
You go, we experience the same thing in almost all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We would, you hear disembodied voices, you hear knocks, you hear bangs, you get, the typical K2 hits and things like that. But like I said, we don't really base a lot of our stuff on that kind of garbage anyway. So we're going to give somebody some evidence. It's going to be some really cool physical evidence of what we call it. It's going to be disembodied voices or EVPs or something on video.
Right.
It's not going to be like something from like an app or a ghost box. And I'm not saying that those things don't work, you know what I mean? Because we have had some really good experiences on ghost box. We really have. But I never presented it as evidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we're not always 100% sure on it. I mean, we've talked about it before where, we have gotten some actual names off of it, off those ghost boxes, and they're clear, and they're definitely people that we know that have passed away in the home. There's no
Yeah.
denying that. But most of the time, it's just, I don't know, they're just too irritating to listen to half the time. So I really don't have, I
Yeah. I
don't
mean,
have the patience for it, unfortunately.
no. And can you really validate it? You know what I mean? Okay, you got a name and it's associated with the
Yep.
house. You don't really know if that's part of the radio station that's saying that. You just might have lucked out and it said someone's name that lived there at one time.
No, we don't know. And the thing is, too,
I mean, it's not. It's you want to think maybe it's not a coincidence, but maybe it really is.
Right. But it's all,
You know what I
but it's
mean?
also, like we've talked about, it's sending out that sound wave. Is it somehow
Yeah,
able to?
cross the curse box is annoying.
It is annoying. It's annoying as hell. I hate it.
Yeah, and
But
we didn't even
it's.
try that in Nicole and Natalie's house, so we didn't even try it.
I mean, it's something we could try. I mean, it's just I'd like to say I can't do it for very long because it just bugs me. But it's something we can
I
look
wonder how they
into.
would react with the. You know what I should have did? I should have gave her the dowsing rods. I do have. I have copper dowsing rods. I did buy a set. You
Yeah, I
didn't know
saw
that, did
that.
you?
No, I saw you had it in your one case that one night. I
Yeah,
saw it. Yeah.
I bought them just to see how if they would work.
I mean, copper's
Maybe
a
it'll
good
work.
conductor.
You know what I mean?
Think about that.
Yeah.
Copper's
I
a
mean,
good conductor,
maybe.
so you never know.
Now I've held them in my house to see if I can hold them perfectly still, and I can. They don't move. Like I sit here at the table and I've got my hands with those things, and they don't move whatsoever. And I've asked
Yeah.
questions to them and stuff like that. They're easy to move, though. If you just tilt your hand a little bit, they're gonna move.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, because I've used them before in the past before I met you, but sometimes you got to be very careful because they will move very easily, but they also detect water too. They're supposed to. Um,
Yeah,
Something else I was wondering, like, especially since you have copper ones, what's the chances of, because these spirits are known to have, be made of some type of, electricity of some sort. If you get in contact with that, are you going to feel that?
now I heard people say that they, it felt like this vibration feelings through the dowsing rods.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a vibration, or even like what happened with us before with the electrical charge, that should send right through that copper. You should definitely feel that.
Oh yeah, that yeah, that I mean, copper's a
Oh
conductor.
yeah.
It's just like plugging in a plug to it. You know what I mean? You're gonna feel that juice.
but the,
You're gonna feel
but
it.
it's rare though. Look how many times that we've gotten to homes where it was really active to that point where it was physically engaging with us and able to touch us and do things. Unfortunately, we don't have that many opportunities in these homes because they're not, every home has similarities, but there's also differences too.
Definitely, definitely. I know. I tell you what, I'm just waiting for a case that we get into where shit is off the hook. You know what I
I
mean?
know. I'm sure it's bound to happen eventually. I mean, we're due for it.
Yeah, I mean, I am freaking waiting for it, dude. Totally, totally waiting for it.
One of these,
When is it gonna
who
happen?
knows?
I don't know.
One of these days, you never know.
Yeah,
But as long as
yeah.
we get to the houses and they continue communicating, hopefully, like I said, going back multiple times, hopefully we'll get more answers to things.
Yeah, yeah. I know. You watch some of the case files of the Warrens.
Yeah.
Like every house they went into, like shit was off the hook, man. Like shit's flying around, and well, everything was demonic with them too. So, people will probably listen to this and say, "Oh, they're down on the Warrens." Well, I'm not downing anybody. I'm just stating a fact. Like every case they went into, it was like some kind of demonic shit, or or the devil. Oh, this is demonic psychic possession, or who knows? You know what I mean? All the years you've been doing it, I have never seen shit like that ever.
But you're going
Never.
by how no, I mean, we're going by how someone feels, and I'm sorry, we can't really judge a place by that. We have to go by the
Yeah,
evidence that we hopefully get out of the house.
yeah. Carl said he thinks that the Tesla core we were using might have amped up the activity that night.
It could have. I mean, why wouldn't it?
Yeah. I didn't leave it on for very long because they say not to.
Yeah.
I read in the directions it said don't leave it on for very long. It causes illness and shit.
No shit. Well, maybe
So
that's why Carl was getting a headache.
yeah, it could be. It says leave it on for like intermediate time, so don't leave it on very long.
I'm surprised it didn't bug me that much
Yeah.
that night.
Carl said it was that room. Carl, were you feeling like shitty in that room? I know I felt kind of didn't feel bad, but I felt weird in there,
But
and it was definitely and Natalie felt weird in that room too. That was the only room I felt really weird in was that room.
Nicole's old room.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't feel bad anywhere else in the house, but I felt weird, like there was something there, but something you couldn't see. It was definitely it was weird, man.
Why is the focus on that one particular room?
Yeah, Carl said it was on for a while and he turned it off after a while.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing throws off some EMF, dude.
Well, I mean, that's what we wanted to do too. We got to try it, see what happens.
Well, I wanted to put it with the fog machine to see if it could charge the fog. You know what I mean? Throw an electrical charge to the fog as well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it can do that. Why wouldn't it be able to? The fog is going to have some kind of
It's going to have like a
particles,
right.
like liquid particles to
Yep.
it.
And what it does is going to charge those particles up.
Yeah, it's either going to give it a negative charge or a positive charge. I don't know what that Tesla coil throws off. I think it throws off a positive charge, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure what it throws off, but that's what it would probably charge the air. But I mean, just because it throws off a negative charge, I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to be a negative entity in there.
No.
That's just
No.
what it's throwing off, a positive or a negative charge. But I would be really interested to see if it charges the fog. And you would be able to tell with the EMF detector in the fog. You would be able to tell.
You would be.
All you have to do is test the fog with the EMF detector, and if it's spiking and giving off readings, then it's charging. It is charging the fog machine. Which I wanted to take it up there later in the night, but I kind of forgot to after Josh got all pussed up and ran out. I hope he listens to the show. I didn't get pussed up. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, Josh. You did a dude run moment.
He did do a dude run. But yeah, he's still a greenhorn, so I'll give him that.
His ass was out of there faster than grease lightning.
Yeah.
Nicole was laughing.
I saw him on that video, man. He was running.
Oh, dude, he was gone. He bailed out of there. I was cracking up. I was like, I can't believe you ran, boy. And I took him into the Marietta case that we did, and that was way, way active, and he didn't run. I was surprised. I thought he would get freaked out in there. But yeah, it's some of the stuff you come across. There's have no fear. But sometimes, man, you come across some things that are they'll unnerve you a little bit, man. They'll definitely catch you off guard and scare the shit out of you. I know I've been shook up quite a few times. Not a whole lot, but the few times that I were, it was freaky, man. Totally freaky.
I mean, there's only been a few cases that I can recall where, I've personally felt uneasy. Most of the time I'm okay, but there's only a few that I can say since you and I've been doing this where it's, it's been a little weird. I didn't feel like running out. I've never have ever felt yet like running out of a place, or at least leaving a place to that point. The Maryland house came close to that, but like we talked about, that was our first case, and we had seemed like the most active case for our first one.
Yeah, our first case is a real paranormal group, and we had shit popping off the hook,
Yeah,
that was
we
crazy.
Weren't ready for that. We know we weren't ready for that.
Gee, Carl said, "Just take me along; it'll be okay."
That's true. Point, Carl.
Yeah, we should have stuck Natalie with Carl. She would have had no experiences. Yeah, Natalie, next time we're gonna stick you with Carl. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Or Nicole. Yeah, we'll stick Natalie or Nicole with him. You'll be okay.
Yeah,
He's
no worries.
a uncertified exorcist.
Yeah, he doesn't have a degree yet,
Oh
but
my
we'll
god!
get him one.
All Carl's got to do is just leave her alone. Leave her alone. That's it. That's all he's got to say. It's done. I just don't think there's anything negative in the house. So it doesn't feel like anything negative, but there's definitely a presence there that's it's when it made that floor shake, I definitely heard the floor shaking, and I caught it on audio too, which is even better. Which when I let them hear it, when we go back and let them hear the evidence, but that floor definitely sounded exactly like it did when I was jumping up and down on it, and it did it right next to Josh. And I think that set the precedence for him being scared shitless after that.
Right. Now, was that before or after our incident? The thing that happened in the attic for me and Nicole, was that before or after that? Well, you wouldn't have known that, but
That was what?
what did you feel us moving around up in the attic?
No, we could hear you. You can't feel
Okay.
anything though.
Okay. I didn't know if you
We
like.
heard. No, we heard you up in the attic. We heard footsteps up in the attic, which we knew it was you. But
Okay.
when I say, "Can you do the whistling?" I was like, "Can you whistle?" And I went like really low. And I'm not kidding you. Like a couple minutes later, I heard like something like that, and I'm like, "Oh, did you hear whistling?" And my nephew was like, "Yeah, I definitely heard whistling." And I was like,
Wow.
maybe that was Don." So that's when I left out of the room,
Yeah.
and I said, let me go see if Don whistled." That's when I came up to the attic, and I was like, "Don, did you whistle?" You're like, "No, I didn't whistle." And then I went down to Carl, and I yelled down to him if he whistled, and he said no too. He's like, "No, I didn't whistle at all." And then that's when he come running to do run moment and grabbed me by the arm. He held my arm tight, dude. He was holding that some bitch tight. I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on?" He's like, "There's something in that room. There's something in there, Unc. There's something in there." I was like, "I know there's something in there. We already experienced something already." And those cat balls going off were kind of amazing because I couldn't figure out why they were going off.
Yeah, that's the first I've seen them go off.
That's what happened. What freaked him out was those cat balls started going off in the room when there was no one in the room, just him. When I left out, When I left out, he said when I got to the end of the hallway, those cat balls started going off.
Hmm. That's cool. Carl bought
Carl
more
said
of
he
them.
bought more of them. Hey, they're good to have, man. I'm actually liking those, dude. They were pretty cool.
Well, I mean, they're very sensitive, so I mean, it should be something easy for them to manipulate. They should be able to move that stuff around.
Yeah.
If they're able to do all this other stuff, I don't see why they couldn't just make a cat ball go off. That thing's so light.
I want to get in touch with Rob from ghostgeartech.com about that motion sensor you have.
Yeah,
The
I've been wanting to ask him questions
I
about it
want to
myself.
ask him what's the IR field for that what's the radius of it that it shoots out and that infrared light, which
Well,
is pretty cool
I know
because
it's
if you are picking something up, it's
yeah.
pretty cool because it is measuring distance.
Well, I know it's 12 feet. That's how far it measures out. That I do know.
12
Because I
feet.
remember 12 feet. Yeah, it's not super far. That's why it's ideal for a hallway, like a small hallway or a smaller room. Now, when I had it in the basement downstairs in Nicole and Natalie's place, I don't think it went off once. And unless we were down there
Really.
moving her. Yeah, which is good because until we walk by it, because I know at the other cases
You
that I
know,
had, where there was too much stuff going on. I think the bugs were affecting it. So
I
that
got a
made it feel
hell of an
better.
idea. I have a hell of an idea, but the shit's expensive. Now they have
Okay.
LiDAR, right? The LiDAR is really cool. Like LiDAR is really cool. But they have a sonar that you use for fishing. This shit is really highly advanced now. I'm wondering, I would I'd buy it for my boat. Well, I have a boat, but I go fishing. But I'd like to buy it for my boat. But I'd like to try it using paranormal investigating to see if it could pick anything up with this sonar. This sonar they have now is really advanced. Like if you're fishing with it and you can literally see the fish biting your lure. That's how advanced it is.
Wow, they come a long
And
ways.
yeah, dude, it's really, really advanced. And I'm wondering if we could use that in paranormal investigating. You shoot that sonar out there, and if something comes into that field of sonar, you'll be able to see an image
That's
because you
true.
can
You're
see
right.
fish on the image. You can see fish on the image down, and it shoots very, very deep. You're talking that thing will shoot down to like 150 feet. So you
Now
got a
that, that
150-foot range of sonar that's able to pick up anything that comes within that sonar range.
right.
It'll show up on that depth finder.
Now, will it have
That
to be
would be, I'll tell you what,
like a physical mass, or would it? That's what I'm wondering if it would have
it
to be
would
like a physical object.
possibly, yeah, but I mean,
Like if
anything
it,
that
let's say
crosses
it,
into that sonar, it's gonna pick it up.
right. So like if even if at some point it's manifesting itself, like maybe like a head or upper torso, that'd be enough to me to trigger that thing to go off.
Yeah, I mean, if something breaks the radar, the sonar, then there's something physically there.
I mean, is it any really any difference than say motion detector or like a game trail camera? It's doing the same thing, right? It's sending that out, and as soon as
Yeah,
something trips it, it'll show it, or it'll take a picture or what have you. That would be interesting to try, though. I agree with you.
yeah. I'll tell you what, I am gonna buy it one of these days. I am gonna buy it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know when, but I'm gonna buy it, and if I want to buy it, I'm definitely gonna try it. That I can tell you, it's gonna happen. And I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, we should send next time we go to Nicole and Natalie's, we should set that up in Natalie's room and see if that motion ultrasonic motion detector you have.
Yeah.
I'd
I
like to
agree.
set it against that back wall and shoot toward those windows because that's where I was standing when we heard the floor shake and Josh was actually sitting against the wall. He was freaked out. He thought that the whole thing was coming down and the floor was going to come down or something. He was freaked out.
Wow.
But I'd like to see if that ultrasonic motion detector picks up movement in that room.
Yeah,
Since the
because
cat balls were going off, there's something touching them, moving them,
it would have to
right?
be to make them things go off. Yeah. So it makes
Dude,
sense
I
to
jumped
try
up and
that.
down and they never went off.
Right. Because I was there when you were
I
doing it, and
jumped,
there's no
yeah,
way.
yeah. They didn't
Yeah.
go off.
Oh,
So I'm like, they're sensitive, but they're not that sensitive to movement, like
because
you moving around or walking around.
yeah, because it happened twice, a couple times. It happened to you guys, and then Carl and Tom and them. I think they had it happen as well. Because I heard it on the audio. Because I had the
Carl
recorder
said he
right
switched
there.
the balls with the other ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, Carl said he
but yeah,
switched them, but they still went off.
it still went off. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
Because
still went
Carl
off
said it
even
happened
after
to
he
him.
switched them.
So they had it happen, and then you guys had it happen to you. So that's weird. I definitely would. I definitely want to try
Hell
that. Put
yeah,
that motion sensor up there, like you said, and do that and see what happens. Because if that motion sensor goes off, I'm telling you, there's something in that room, no doubt.
yeah. I put that motion sensor in there and put a camera right on it, and we can film it.
Yep.
We can film it. That thing
Hell,
picks up
I might.
motion, and I like how it picks up the feet.
Yeah, I might even go old school and put in. Remember that really old uh, chime that I had up in the attic?
Put that
Yeah,
up. Put that there as well. If something goes by it, the damn chime will go off. You never know. I mean, I haven't used that thing in years, but it'd be worth a shot. You never know.
yeah. Hell yeah, it'd be worth it. Give it a shot. Be pretty cool, man. I think it would work.
Just that room. Oh, we could try multiple things.
That, and I wanna put the fog machine down in that room as well, and charge that fog up and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'd be
I
curious to see
think,
what happens with it.
yeah. I'm thinking about buying another Tesla coil, the one where you put your hand out and the electrodes will go to your body. Now, I'm
Yeah.
thinking if there's something that's paranormal, if it can put its hand close to that Tesla coil and there's lightning bolts come out and start touching something, that it'll be able to show a manifestation.
Well, that case that
That
we
would be
had in
cool.
the case we had in Shippensburg, Carl, I believe that didn't you bring one of those? Pretty sure that was Carl's. We did that in the room with the fog and everything.
Yeah.
Nothing touched it though. We didn't see anything happen other than us doing it. But the plasma ball, yeah. And if you could keep trying that and see what happens. I mean, you never know, it might work. Plus it's also sending that electricity out. Maybe it can feed off of it too.
It's possible.
Maybe help charge the room
Anything's
up as
possible in
well.
this stuff.
And it's
Yeah,
stuff. These are things
anything is
that,
possible.
yeah, and these are things that we're gonna have to, like you said, try. We're gonna have to experiment with stuff because we're not going to go any further if we don't try new things.
Exactly. Exactly. All science tries different things. You know what I mean? You got to try different things, and this is a pseudoscience, but it's still a science to us. We're trying to figure this stuff out, and the more tests you run, the more chances you get of maybe possibly catching a full body apparition or an apparition of something. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yep.
Who knows? And
We
this
try
has
to
been
get
an
it.
interesting talk. So
Yeah.
it's,
Try
it's
to
an
get it to do
interesting
more
case.
things on audio.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely got a bunch of audio to go over. I'm probably gonna, after this show tonight, I'm probably gonna sit down and hit the wheels on this thing for a couple hours and see if I can. Hopefully, we caught some stuff on the attic recorders and stuff. So it's gonna be a long
Yeah.
night.
What there was there was a clip that I caught that you guys. I think that's when you had told Josh to put the cat ball on the radiator there in Nicole's room, old room.
Yeah. Yep.
You remember when you told him to do that? That said, you had
Yeah.
said something, and I heard a yes response to whatever you had said, and I hope we caught that. I mean, I caught it, but I'm hoping that it's. I don't think it was any of us. Let's put it that way. But I'm going to send that over to you at some point here, so you can. I get your opinion on it.
Where was your recorder at?
That was actually where Nicole's room was. The right on the other room, the back room, where we had that open window.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? That I had it sitting right
Yeah.
there. I think there was a TV or something there. I had it on that stand. So I caught all that stuff.
So, what do you think? Your conclusion, just that first investigation, do you think there's paranormal activity?
I do. I do think there's
Yeah,
stuff
me
there.
too.
Uh, to what degree, I don't know yet. Um, I think it'll help for Nick to get hopefully some history out of there. See if what we might catch, and then kind of go from there and use that when we go back. And see if we can get more things. And hopefully, maybe this time it might want to communicate even more. knowing that who we are, and you gotta figure when you meet somebody in person, right? Most people, they tend to be a little shy. They're not used to that person. They don't know how they are. It takes a little while to get used to them, right? Or you're going to open up more and talk. Well, to me, it wouldn't be any different in the afterlife either. You don't know who those freaking people are. I say, who are these weird people in my house? I don't know you, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's very similar. Maybe this time around it'll feel
Yeah, I
more
do
comfortable.
too. Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping. This has been
And
an
with
interesting talk, though. I enjoyed this tonight. This was
it has, yeah,
I like talking about the cases because it's what we do. You know what I mean?
it is. That's
It's
what
what
we're
it's
here
what we
for.
do. And yeah, I mean, I love hearing the stories from the clients, and then we get in there and start investigating. And there's Nicole's stories and Natalie's stories are very cool. I really enjoyed hearing them. And then when you're standing in the room where they experienced the phenomena, you're like, wow, like there was a ghost in this room. Like there's definitely a ghost in here, which is it's cool, And we've yet to experience the phenomena that they have. I mean, I've never seen. I'd love to see a full-bodied apparition, one of my family members, but I've yet to see
Three
it. I'm
times.
waiting though. I'm waiting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm waiting, dude. Oh, dude, last night. This is weird. This is really weird. So I don't know. It was around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. My wife woke me up, and she's like, "You're freaking me the hell out." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She said, dude." She said I like sat up in the bed and said her name, but it didn't sound like me. Is that
Really?
weird or
Wow.
what?
That's weird.
Yeah, she said I sat up in the bed and she said you said my name, but it didn't sound like your voice. I was like, what? She's like, yeah. And she woke me up and I was like, I'm like, what? What? She goes, you're freaking me out, dude. I'm like, what? She didn't sound like you. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was asleep. I didn't remember saying it, so it's kind of weird. But
Yeah, a
yeah,
little bit.
I'm like, it's a little freaking freaky, dude.
Just a little.
I have like little possession or some shit or something. I don't know. Kind of weird.
Well, like I said,
It
we're gonna have to
freaked me
keep
out
an
a little
eye
bit
on
when she
you.
told me that. Well, we got Carl with us. He's the resident exorcist. I think we'll be
Just
okay.
yeah, he'll take that from you.
I've been baptized, so I'm cool. I don't have to worry about possession.
It's true.
But it's kind of weird. It's definitely kind of weird. So, well,
Yeah.
Don, thanks for coming on tonight.
Hey, no
It was a
problem.
good show. I enjoyed talking about this case, and I can't wait to go back and see these ladies again and investigate their childhood home because it was uh, it was fun and it was an interesting night. I have to say,
Yeah, it
very
was
interesting.
definitely had stuff going on, and I'm looking forward to myself going back and seeing if we get more stuff out of there.
Yeah. Likewise, Nicole, we enjoyed your guys' company. You guys were awesome. We had a great time investigating, and we like to put a little fun on it and have fun, and joke around, but we're all serious about getting evidence and stuff for you guys. So we're definitely going to come back and hopefully do some more investigations and hopefully come up with some answers for you to figure out who some of these what some of these things are in your home, in your childhood home, because who the hell knows.
Right.
We don't know. We're trying to
Nope.
find it out, but we're gonna figure something out eventually. So we're gonna wrap it up tonight, folks. Thanks everybody for tuning into the Paranormal Journal. Thanks Nicole for coming into the chat room, and Natalie, thanks for coming in. Carl, Zero, everybody that's listening. Um,
Yep.
we had a great time, and definitely tune in next time. We'll be talking about more paranormal things and the things that we do. So have a great
Thank you,
weekend,
everybody.
all. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and be safe out there. And we will see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
All right, I'm gonna play this outro music, which I love. So have a great weekend, all.
That will conclude our broadcast of the Paranormal Journal podcast. Have a great night.